I guess we'll get started. Press Conference 101, if you open up your under $25 textbook, I guess we can start. So, well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us today. Just first wanted to point out that Representative Patton had intended to be here. He had some car issues around Mansfield, so he's now walking. He should be here shortly. A college degree has become a baseline for success in today's marketplace. It is also one of our most powerful tools in building the foundation for economic success and prosperity in the future here in Ohio. That's why we've fought to keep college education affordable and also accessible for all Ohioans. While other states like Florida and California announced major increases in college tuition, I think even in the state of California, they were increasing by about 32%. Ohio continued its commitment to affordable college education by limiting the increases in college tuition to 3.5% per year over the next 2 years. These efforts certainly help to curb an ongoing issue that we have in the state of Ohio, tuitions going up at 6 to 9% a year throughout the state. We must make the dreams of attending college a reality for more Ohioans. Today, there are 65,000 more, let me emphasize that number, 65,000 more Ohio students enrolled in our colleges and universities. That's 65,000 more students learning the skills that they will need to lead tomorrow's economy. 65,000 more students added to a highly skilled, highly educated workforce that will attract jobs and industry to Ohio. And 65,000 more students whose innovation and research make Ohio a better place to live, work, and to play. The bill that Representative Patton and I are introducing will build on our commitment to keep college accessible and affordable for all students by holding down rising textbook costs. Mike, you want to join us? One of our co-sponsors. In tough times like these, every penny counts. We can't ask students and families to shoulder the unnecessary cost of excessive textbook prices. We should be opening every possible door for our students, not chaining them to multiple semesters worth of burdensome and overwhelming debt brought on by overly expensive textbooks. Our bill will use technology and common sense to lower the cost of textbooks on Ohio's campuses. Let me just run through some of the provisions of the bill. First, it calls for e-books, and it says within 2 years of the effective date, regions will implement a program where publishers will be required to provide Ohio students with one or more electronic versions of textbooks purchased as an option for students. So this is a choice. We're not talking about eliminating the printed word. This will be an option. Students with disabilities. Publishers will be required to provide formats for students with disabilities, and this is an important component that I hope we'll cover in more detail during the questions. It's very, very important for the disabled students of Ohio, the measures that are in this bill. Bulk purchasing. Implement a bulk purchasing program to achieve better pricing for books used at several institutions. Faculty awareness. Institutions will produce reports designed to track the costs and actually raise faculty sensitivity to the cost of textbooks. Bundling. Prohibit the ordering of materials in bundles or the sale of such materials in bundles. Thus, students only buy what they actually need. Resale. A bookstore purchases a used book used in previous semester for a cost of no less than, and this should raise some eyebrows, 50% of the original purchase price, instead of what we've seen in the past, I think in practice of 15% or 20%. Disclosure. A bookstore must post online and in-store wholesale costs of books for students to see. An incentive prohibition. Prohibit a professor from receiving an incentive for the use of any learning material unless that incentive is in the form of royalty for authorship. Now these simple steps will go a long way in reining in the costs associated with higher education in Ohio. The cost-saving measures in this bill will allow our students to further their education and their careers at a price tag that won't break the bank. They will allow more students to take advantage of our world-class colleges and universities, and most importantly, they will allow our students and our state to realize a brighter, more prosperous future. I do want to point out at the beginning, I do want to compliment the Chancellor for all the work that he and his staff been doing on this issue. They've been very aggressive in this area, and I know in my conversations I've tried to stress that what this bill is going to do is actually put in place some timelines as to how we get to the things that the Chancellor has been, I think, has had great vision around and has been very aggressive in the area. But I think it's important for us to have some timelines in place so that we know what the goal is and when we want to get there. And as I stressed, a lot of this is calling for 2 years from the effective date of the bill that these programs, in fact, would be implemented. So we'll be giving the publishers more than enough heads up that these are the things that if you're going to do business with the state of Ohio, these are the formats and the approaches that we need to not only help the students through e-books, but also to help students with disabilities in Ohio. So we can open it up for questions, and I will want to elaborate a little bit more on the textbooks being available for students with disabilities, so being a format that they can use. Yes. Are you the media?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Luann Soy, WTVN.
Oh, okay. Good. Good to see you.
My question, first off, is walk us through, if you would. It's been a year or two since I've been in college. So walk us through what the average cost of a textbook would be, and what is the average for the e-books?
Sure. Well, it's important to point out that we have been doing some pilot programs. As I said, once again, I want to compliment the Chancellor and what's being done in Ohio. There have been pilot programs that have been done throughout the state: Miami University, University of Dayton, University of Cincinnati, Kent State, Bowling Green State University have been looking at these initiatives as well, too. And just to give you a rundown, and this is actual numbers that were reported back through those programs. Miami University experimented with 85 students. It was a psychology textbook. The e-book version was $45. The hardbound version was $100. University of